In this video, I'm going to show you how you can save time annotating your images by interpolating annotation. So there's a plugin which is called Napari label interpolator that we're going to use. So it allows you to define annotation on a few planes, and then you can interpolate between the planes. And you can also do it along the X and Y directions if you want. So I'm going to open it. And I'm going to show you on one cell here how it works. So for example, let's go back at the tip of this structure and let's take care of this one. So the same one I did in the previous video, fully manually. So as I show you, you can define. So let's say this is the last one. Yes. So it's okay if we start here. So I'm gonna use the brush to actually define the outline of this cell. Again, I'm not going a bit fast and just with one hand, so it's not perfect. And so what I did before is that I did plane per plane. In this case, I'm gonna just do the first plane, maybe one plane in the middle, like in here, like this. So again, with a brush, with the outline, and then filling inside. Oops, not the right one, here. And I'm gonna do the last plane then. So this is, I think it's over, so let's say this is the last plane. Okay. All right, like this. Filling it. Okay. So as you can see, I did one plane, second one in the middle, and the last plane. I could have tried only the first one and the last one. You know, depending on the shape of your object, you can think about it. Most of the time, it's probably a good strategy to do at least the first one, the last one, and one in the middle. Maybe more if you have, you know, lots of planes and a shape that is evolving across the z direction. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new label layer, which is going to take into account this annotation. Is going to interpolate in between. So I open the label interpolator plugin, and so here you have two parameters. First one is which labels you want to interpolate. So here I only have one layer of labels, which is called labels. So I'm going to use this one. And then which axis. So you need to remember here we're in Python. So the order of the axis, most of the time it's Z, Y, X. So here the first axis, the axis 0 is Z. So that should be Z. And here I chose this image in particular because here, if you remember, maybe not, if you saw the previous video or the one before, I don't remember, I opened the ZAR format of the image. And in ZAR, so the image is split into chunks of data. And so the first dimension is not Z, it's not a ZYX, but it's chunks in ZYX. So if I do the first axis, nothing is going to happen. So here, because it's a ZAR image, I need to change it to 1. If I were to use the same image in TIFF, I would use the 0 axis because I'm interpolating in Z. If I wanted to interpolate in other direction, Y or X, I would do the axis +1 or +2. So I'm going to run it, and it's creating a new layer, which is called labels interpolated here. And now, as you can see, I have every single plane, I have a layer. And we can see that, like the last one, we have two colors. So it reinitialized the colors, so it went back to brown. Here I have two labels. If I remove this one here, you see, I have a previous label in green, which is not everywhere, just a few ones. Now if I look at the interpolated, I actually have one label in each layer, and as you can see, it goes from here to here and then to here. And of course, if I go in the 3D reconstruction, now I have my label that is in 3D interpolated. So as before, when we define the labels plane by plane, we have, the step effect, but it's less drastic because here as we interpolate, we're going to have less variation from one plane to the other.